Jimmy Johnson was incredible at evaluating talent and selecting the right players in the NFL draft. Furthermore, Johnson revolutionized how to look the NFL draft, and these elements led to Jimmy Johnson building an NFL dynasty with the Cowboys in the 90s. So for this video, it's a top 5 list of Jimmy Johnson's draft picks that perhaps you forgot or didn't realize they were drafted by the Dallas Cowboys during the Jimmy Johnson era. These were players who were drafted by the Cowboys and then went on to have success with another franchise. So to begin, at number 5, Barry Minter. Minter was drafted by the Cowboys in the 6th round of the 1993 NFL Draft out of Tulsa. The linebacker would then be traded to the Chicago Bears, never suiting up for Dallas. The Bears would struggle from 1997 to 1999, but during these 3 years, Minter would be one of the few bright spots, being very solid at middle linebacker, averaging 100 tackles a season, and also signed a $12 million contract during this period. In at number 4, Ron Stone. Stone was drafted in the 4th round of the 93 NFL Draft out of Boston College and was an offensive guard in the NFL. With that said, it was going to be hard to get playing time with a great offensive line that Dallas had at the time. Stone only started one game all with the Cowboys, but then signed with the New York Giants for the 96 season and would become a 3-time Pro Bowl guard in the early 2000s. Number 3, Brock Maran, who was also drafted in 1993, but in the 7th round out of Nevada. So Maran is the most well-remembered player on this list while playing for the Cowboys. As a free safety, started 43 games in 5 years with Dallas, but he never had a Pro Bowl. But for me, I remember Maran more while with the Miami Dolphins, as Miami had perhaps the best secondary in the late 90s and early 2000s. Brock Maran signed with the Miami Dolphins for the 98 season, reuniting him with his former head coach Jimmy Johnson. And while with the Dolphins, Maran, he played 6 seasons, earning 3 Pro Bowl selections. In at number 2, Steve Wisniewski. So I may be cheating on this one because Wisniewski was drafted by the Cowboys in the 2nd round out of Penn State in 1989, but then was traded immediately to the Raiders so Jimmy Johnson could get more draft picks. But nonetheless, Wisniewski was drafted by the Cowboys, then became a great left guard for the Raiders with 8 Pro Bowls and being named a first-team or second-team All-Pro 8 times. And the number 1 player is Jimmy Smith. Now perhaps Steve Wisniewski could be number 1, but I felt Jimmy Smith was more impactful. So Jimmy Smith was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys in the 2nd round in 1992 out of Jackson State. While with the Cowboys, the wide receiver never caught a pass, had injury issues and setbacks, and was released by Dallas and then also released by Philadelphia. However, the talented Smith was able to find a football home in Jacksonville. And while with the Jaguars, Jimmy Smith was so important to that franchise as Smith put up Hall of Fame caliber numbers during his 11 years with Jacksonville, with 862 receptions, 12,287 yards receiving, and 67 touchdowns. Thank you so much for your interest in this video. Did I miss anyone? Feel free to comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and thank you so much for all the support.